Episode 2 of the Steelers franchise, and where we left off last was re-signing some players before the free agency period started, and also made a big-time cut. The re-signings were Devin Bush, William Jackson III, and also Terrell Edmunds. Everyone else on the team we let walk, and then we went into the roster and cleared $8 million in cap space by cutting Mitch Trubisky. Now we have $50 million to work with heading into free agency. And here are some of the big free agent potential targets. Of course, there's linebacker Tremaine Edmunds, 86 overall. And the connections are obvious because we just re-signed his brother Terrell Edmunds. And this is something the Steelers organization loves to do. Pair brothers onto the team. And that is the reason why Coach Tomlin is giving me the hard sell to bring him in. Coach T, listen, I understand the contract is a little bit pricey for my liking. And also, this is linebackers we're talking about. Linebackers. You don't pay that type of money to linebackers in Madden. Then you have big-name players like Odell Beckham Jr., who is fully recovered from his ACL injury. And as you can see, the interest in the Steelers is high. Not going to front, I would like Odell on this squad. I'm just worried he's going to do some weird shit like propose to the ketchup bottle after he scores a touchdown. We don't do that shit on this team. Then sticking with receiver, there's Mecole Hardman. We know speed kills in Madden, and he's got a lot of it. He's probably one of the top 2 or 3 fastest players in the game with 97 speed. So I feel like we got to try to make this happen. I'm definitely offering a contract. And as you can see, the interest is high with him as well in joining Pittsburgh. You also have Robbie Anderson, who is fast, 96 speed, only 1 point lower than Mecole Hardman. But I'm a pass. I think he's overrated in real life. Not saying you should have this thinking because it really doesn't translate to Madden. But you could only offer 5 guys anyway, and I don't want to be giving out big contracts to 2 fast receivers when we got other positions to look at. So instead, I'm going to offer a cheap contract to Deshaun Jackson. Why not? He's still got 94 speed. And he said he always would have liked to play for Pittsburgh at some point in his career because that was his dad's favorite team. I feel like this could be a good match. Be wide receiver 4, wide receiver 5. Whenever we go 5 wide receiver sets, could be a mismatch on the field. People are trying to talk me into prioritizing O-line. I'm good. I think we can get away with what we got. So my next position I'm looking at is defensive tackle. We didn't bring Larry Ogunjobi back, so what is a way we could fill that void? And I'm looking at none other than Ndamukong Suh. He's up there in age, but he can still get it done. His overall's in the 70s, not too far off from what Larry Ogunjobi was anyway, on a cheap 1-year deal, and he's going to be able to pretty much do everything Ogunjobi was doing anyway, so not much of a loss there. So far, we've made offers to Mecole Hardman, to Deshaun Jackson, and also Ndamukong Suh, but we're not done yet. What is the top priority I was talking about in the intro video that we need to address in free agency? That is secondary, so that's where we got to go next. I looked at the safeties. So Devin McCourty's there. He's got a lot of interest, but he's up there in age. His speed isn't as high as what it used to be. So now let's look to the cornerbacks. And we see 2 guys who are highly interested in joining the Pittsburgh Steelers. And that's Jamel Dean and Jonathan Jones. These are no-brainer moves in my opinion. These guys are in the prime of their career. They also are in the mid-80s when you're talking overall. Good speed. I think they could be some prime-time additions to this team, so I made them very generous offers. We'll see if they accept. I mean, where else am I going to spend this money anyway? We got a ton of cap space. I feel like this is our biggest position of need to address. These are 2 of the top 3 or 4 players in free agency, so why not? So now that we got all 5 offers in, we got to see if these offers are accepted or not. So let's fast forward to day 2.
A few moments later.
As you can see, we got cornerback 1 and cornerback 2, Dean and Jones. And then also Deshaun Jackson and Ndamukong Suh decided to pick up those 1-year deals. We are missing 1 player that we offered though. Mecole Hardman did not want to sign in Pittsburgh. Ended up going with the New York Giants. That's a bummer. Even though we made those signings, we still have some cap space to work with. So I looked at 3 other free agent targets. First offer was to Jaron Kearse, 79 overall, 6'4", strong safety, 88 speed, 90 acceleration. Dude, this just brings an extra level of versatility to the team. I talk about how safeties matter in this game. I could put him up at inside linebacker. I could put him at strong safety, move Terrell Edmunds up. I just feel like this is a really good play here. And then next offer was to Jonathan Abram for all the same reasons. He's a safety, 72 overall, 92 speed, also 90 acceleration. He's high upside, former first-round pick, so who knows what type of potential he can unlock down the line. But mainly just for the versatility. We could put him at linebacker. We could potentially have him at safety. I don't know if he's going to start right away, but I think it's a low-risk, high-reward type of move. And then the last offer was to Lawrence Cager, and this is just to be the backup tight end to Muth. 65 overall, 86 speed, 90 acceleration. Can't go wrong with that. And as you can see, all three players liked the offers. They accepted them. But I do have a little buyer's remorse on the Lawrence Cager deal whenever I really look at this. 4 years, $16 million. Like, what was I doing there for a 65 overall tight end? But I think Jonathan Abram and Jaron Kearse were really good signings, so looking forward to see what they could do with this defense. Continuing in day 3 of free agency, I realized that I could cut some of the players on the roster to clear up more cap space, so I got rid of Gunnar Olszewski. Also, Arthur Maulet. Unfortunately, he's a good player in real life, but it just doesn't work in Madden. We just signed cornerback 1 and cornerback 2. We still have Levi Wallace, Akello Witherspoon, and William Jackson III on the team. There's no more room for Arthur Maulet. And then also Miles Killebrew. Being a special teams captain really doesn't matter that much in Madden. So, sorry, Miles, you're out. And with that added cap space, we have one more offer to make. And this is another reason why I regret making that Cager signing, because we're just offering another backup tight end money, and that is Donald Parham Jr. We know him from Ultimate Team. The human glitch, 6'8" height. He's got like 83, 84 speed. He's 68 overall, but is like a perfect depth piece. And I don't know why, again, I signed Cager before this guy. But still, maybe we could do some like heavy personnel. You got 3 tight ends out on the field with Parham, Cager, and also Muth. So not the end of the world, but we make him an offer. And as you can see, with free agent period wrapping up, he liked the deal, and he has joined the Pittsburgh Steelers. And that is it for the free agency period. I'll go over the signings real quick again. We got cornerback 1 and cornerback 2, Jamel Dean and Jonathan Jones, and Ndamukong Suh, Deshaun Jackson, Donald Parham Jr., Jonathan Abram, Jaron Kearse, and then also Lawrence Cager. The squad, it's still, 70 to 80% of what the squad was going in. Pickett at quarterback, Najee Harris at running back. Same receivers, we just add Deshaun Jackson. Tight ends with Muth, Cager, and also Parham. Offensive line's the same. Defense, we really just add to the secondary with the cornerbacks and also the safeties. And then on the defensive line with Ndamukong Suh, basically just replacing Ogunjobi. One of the things I will say about this free agency, looking back, is I am bummed out I didn't at least make an offer to Odell Beckham Jr., because whenever I saw on day 3 he ended up signing with the Cowboys for the amount that he did, I feel like I could have put in an offer and he would have accepted it for the Steelers. It was just that his expected value seemed like way too high. It was like 16 or 17 million. I wasn't willing to go that far, but he ended up signing for like $10 million a year. So maybe I should have at least tried. What did Wayne Gretzky say? You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. So I missed out on that one. But we do have the draft coming up. Let me know what you think I should be targeting with the draft coming up and you guys seeing how the roster is currently constructed right now, because that will be the next video. It's time to draft! 17th overall. Your Pittsburgh Steelers select